A massive tornado just miles away from Kansas City, caught on camera, captured by social media. We've got the images that will absolutely amaze you. Plus, a look at today's storm threat.
And big storms could impact some big college games today. If is your team safe? That's the big question. Or will they have to run for cover? We have everything you need to know to get you ready for your game day.
Those are Auburn Tigers. That's practice facility in Auburn. How about that? How about this? Most colorful time of the year. We're on the countdown to fall with a look at where the leaves are already changing and where you're going to deal with some fall-like temperatures.
And you know what? I'm cooking things up in the kitchen. But it's not for eating. It's for science! And we're going to talk about the forces that drive weather with that empty vodka bottle.
Tito's, I'm guessing? Tito's?
I make no comment.
Okay, none whatsoever.
Of course it was Tito's. Okay, hello, welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It's Saturday, September the 19th. It's the official last weekend of summer.
Yeah, we're staring fall right at the face. And hey, folks, you're watching us. I'm Reynolds Wolf, got Kate Parker. We've got the weather that represents both the summer and the fall. Plus, we do have, take a snap, college football. Drop back and let it go. Pew,
pew. Okay,
times.
Let's go straight to Indianapolis, where thunderstorms are on your doorstep. Ooh, did you see that lightning?
I not only did I see it, I felt it. I felt
You could feel it.
I could feel the thunder. I could see the lightning. It was good times.
Do you have chills? Are they multiplying?
You know, they are multiplying. Yeah, it's the one that I want. The one we're going to be, it was a Grease reference, right?
It was a Grease reference.
All right, there you go. We are so lame.
See, Grease lightning, did you, that's what, it was like. It was lightning.
Exactly.
Hey,
good times.
How about that? I know I just got a tweet from someone just home from the bars, so I know you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, look at me. It's Sandra D. You got the area of low pressure. You got the frontal boundary. The chance of storms are going to be popping up. Northeast going to be a little bit above normal, but out to the Central Plains, Kate, a different story.
I think it's kind of living on borrowed time in the Northeast, right?
I think so.
Okay, so very seasonal temperatures across the Midwest. Talking about the Northwest, though, unfortunately, we've got more warmth, less rain in the forecast. And we do have that very wet forecast continuing for Florida, thanks to a little suspicious area called 96L out in the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's that time of the year, and also out towards the western parts of West Texas, we've got some showers and storms. You know, on the plains, though, yesterday, we did have scenes like, well, this one. Take a look. Not Texas, but a bit farther to the north in Hillsdale, Kansas. One person was injured. Several structures were damaged. Wow. A team of Red Cross disaster responders were headed to the area to help people impacted by the storm. About 30 minutes away in Freeman, Missouri, there were reports of at least 3 homes damaged by that tornado. Wow. All right, so let's talk about what's going to be happening in the Midwest. Look at that. A lot of lightning out there this morning. You're hearing it in Cleveland. You're certainly maybe hearing it in spots like, well, over in Detroit, over in parts of, let's see, this is I-75 heading south, in spots like Toledo, home of the Mud Hens. You got some thunderstorms that are popping up there. We also have some thunderstorms that are going through Indianapolis, and we just showed you the tower cam a short while ago where you could see the flashing lightning. Let's hang on this for a little bit. Let's see if the lightning's going to be shy for us. Okay, if we had sound, you definitely hear the thunder. Let's make that sound.
Hey!
All right, there you go. Good sound effect. I'm sorry, guys. I made up the sound effects, but you saw the lightning. Let's go back to this. And the soundboard that I'm going to be getting in my ear soon is from my great producer. She's going to be saying, Reynolds, you're an idiot. Let's go fast with this. All right, let me show you what we got. Let's make our way over to places like Cleveland, where you have an Erie and Edinboro and Meadville. You've got the rain that's coming through. Ashtabula, you don't have much coming for you for now. But later on today, the second installment's going to drive through. So you're not done with the rainmaker as of yet. You're going to get a little bit of a break. Not going to catch a break from this bullseye that we see that extends from Buffalo to Cleveland to Columbus to Pittsburgh. Chance of thunder, boomer, spotty hail, damaging winds. You cannot rule out a tornado, and you can't rule out more of the same in terms of the rain spreading from west to east across parts of the Tennessee Valley, mid-Mississippi Valley. Rain's going to be in the picture. You've got that warm, moist air that's going to be going from south to north. Jet stream's going to add another dynamic, which could cause some of these storms to rotate. We're talking supercells. The rainfall totals could be pretty super in your neighborhood, so you got to be careful. We have had some flash flooding this morning. Might see more as we linger throughout the afternoon hours and into the evening as these showers become far more numerous in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The key to your weather in Buffalo is going to be a chance of thunderstorms. Windy stuff first. But then into the afternoon, things are going to become increasingly unstable. With a little bit of sunshine, that could be the catalyst for more of these storms to fire up. So So again, that's what you can expect in Buffalo through the midday hours into the afternoon, the evening. By 8 p.m., we think the fire is going to go out a little bit, just cloudy skies, and that should be a wrap on your evening. Let's send it back to you, Kate.
How about this scene, Reynolds? This was in Miami. It looks like it's a hurricane, right? These wind gusts recorded nearby were over 40 miles an hour. And I can tell you these wind gusts right here in this thunderstorm, probably closer to 60 miles an hour based on what I'm seeing. Incredible images and obviously panic to get everything inside. This is why there is advance warning on thunderstorms like people today. You need to be ready in Florida because we have a little something. Those may not be hurricane winds. They may not be tropical storm winds, but we do have an invest that's sitting off the coast of the Carolinas and North Florida here. Let's take a look at it. Invest 96L. Winds not really significant. They're at 30 miles an hour at the surface. So, okay, there's some rotation. There's something happening here, but obviously it would. We've had all this persistent convection, these thunderstorms that have just been tremendous over this area along this stalled out boundary. So that naturally has spin. It has a 40% chance of becoming our next tropical system. But the question is, hey, will this be subtropical? Will it be tropical? It's looking more subtropical to me. The reason being, yeah, we've got a little bit of spin going on here, but it's completely exposed in those really hostile winds that are a little higher in the atmosphere have taken all of that convection, pushed it way over here on the east side of the system. So you can see the winds there, see them? That's where all the convection's staying. Good news is that puts you on the dry side in places like Jacksonville, Charleston. Doesn't mean that you're not going to see rough conditions because you still are going to see some showers and thunderstorms, and some of those could contain some pretty damaging winds. But our bigger concern is going to be rip currents along the beach and what exactly happens from here. This is what we're expecting. See this tropical moisture along this trough? That's why that low has developed. But the question is, what happens onshore? Look at this. The heavy rain stays offshore, like I was saying. This is a good-looking forecast. You could see some drenching moments, though, and I know that it's the last weekend of summer, so folks want to get out to the beach, but you have a decent risk of rip currents from the Outer Banks all the way south through the Space Coast here. So watch what happens on this future radar. You can see kind of the spin, right? Well, watch how we never really get a persistent shower and thunderstorm activity right there in the heart of it, which means that we likely will not see a tropical system, at least not today. Regardless, just stay dry. That's going to be my tip, Reynolds. Just stay dry.
Staying dry is good. Good thing to do. Keep those eyes open, too, because we got 4 days away from the start of fall. So many of you want to see some leaves, do some leaf peeping. We're going to let you know what you can expect in terms of something else peeping up, your heat. That forecast moments away. Stick around.
When is your flu shot more than a flu shot? When it helps give a life-saving vaccine to a child in need in a developing country. Thanks to customers like you, Walgreens' Get a Shot, Give a Shot program has helped provide 7 million vaccines. Make your flu shot make a world of difference. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Think your heartburn pill works fast? Take the Zantac It Challenge. Zantac works in as little as 30 minutes. Nexium can take 24 hours. When heartburn strikes, take Zantac for faster relief than Nexium or your money back. Take the Zantac It Challenge.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. Get a designer look for less. Right now, hand-scraped Saratoga hickory laminate is just 99 cents per square foot. At the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Hey, I'm Ty Pennington. What do you hate about getting a mortgage?
The paperwork. I had to fax a stack. It was like this big.
There has to be a better way to get a loan. Well, now there is. With Guaranteed Rates Digital Mortgage, you can get a free rate quote, see your credit score, and print a letter of pre-approval to go shop for your new home. All at no cost to you. What are you waiting for? Get a low rate from Guaranteed Rate today. Call 888-673-8300 or visit grloans.com.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
How to make an awesome weather science show. Take 3 scientists. That's us. The scientists. Yeah. They know that. Add the forces of nature.
That's hot stuff.
Mix in some crazy experiments.
Lit my hand on fire.
Why?
Because of science.
Oh, that is so cool. And then...
Go! Who said science isn't fun?
3 scientists walk into a bar. Bottoms Up October 4th on the Weather Channel. And join the community now on Facebook.com/3scientists.
66 degrees, a shocking number of vehicles on the road for this time on a Saturday morning. Drive safely. You know, if you're out and about, I have seen a lot of police officers out checking because there are over 1,000 people in and out of Music Midtown going on this weekend, right in Piedmont Park, right there in the heart of the city, and a lot of musical guests from almost every genre here. Look at the pictures from yesterday. Now, today's big headliners: Daryl Hall and John Oates, Sam Smith, Lenny Kravitz, Van Halen, and Billy Idol. So if you're headed out that way, let's take a look at your forecast. Reynolds, who are you most excited about on that list?
Probably Billy Idol.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's my generation kind of thing.
Yeah, he's playing this afternoon. I think he's like in the early afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock.
Good times.
I'm just saying. What does the forecast look like for them? Pretty fantastic. In the 80s, although I tell you what, I was out there yesterday and the shade was a hot commodity. So, you know, if you can, get there early and get those shady spots. You know, bring some sunscreen for sure, because you'll end up burnt today, because it is a spectacular forecast. Once the sun sets, you are just going to soak up the glory that is the great outdoors. It is beautiful in Atlanta this weekend. Really great weekend for Music Midtown, Reynolds. All
right, good times. Hey, you know what? So let's show you a little bit of a different tune. How about this in Dallas, Texas? Man, just one of the few places in the country today that's going to be up in the not 80s, we're talking 90s. There will be a slight chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but for the most part, we're just talking about a kind of a muggy and warm day that you can anticipate. You've got 79 degrees now, and we're going to be going up into the 80s, then possibly dropping out into the 90s, or at least topping out to the 90s. All right, let's dig into the forecast. Right now, you get 55 degrees in Kansas City. Farther south you go, the warmer it's going to be. With a few exceptions, you've got 80 in Dallas, but you've got 70 in Houston, 73 in New Orleans, 73 in Little Rock, and Oklahoma City sitting pretty. But later on today, the heat really begins to pile on. Dallas going with 90, Houston 92 degrees, Little Rock with 90, New Orleans with 93. Hot as gumbo down there, folks. In the Northeast, it's going to be kind of mild, but then the changes are going to come in. What you have right now, though, mainly some 60s and 70s out there. But notice we're going to have that low. That boundary is going to go from west to east. Unseasonably warm in a lot of spots today. But then you're going to have some epic change, because when the boundary comes through, behind it, you've got cooler air. And look at that. A lot of blue arrows that are popping up in spots like Buffalo, Burlington, Boston, Charleston, Washington, D.C., all dropping below. A few places a little bit above, say in New York and Pittsburgh, but for the most part, you see the trend going downward. In New York City, average high 74 degrees, anything but average for today, but then you get right back to where you should be, at least closer to it for tomorrow and Monday. Next up, we're going to take a look at Burlington, where the average high is 74, 10 degrees above that for today, and then we go right back down the scale into tomorrow and by Monday, going with 74 degrees. So pretty nice changes that we're going to be dealing with there. Well, Kate, you know, I got to tell you, it has been very, very warm. September, one of the warmest that we've actually had on record. It's hard to believe.
For a few spots, it's looking that way, right? We're not quite there to the end of it, but this is how we're shaping up so far. This is kind of like our report card. I'm sorry, what is it? A progress report?
That works. Yes.
That's what the kids get sent home with. Hopefully they have good ones in your household. Okay, 69 degrees is our average temperature in Portland so far. The record for September is 64.7.
That is pretty substantial.
So it's looking pretty likely that we're going to break that record, especially because, you know, this weekend we're not going to cool off there.
Yeah, in Boston, we were digging out with the snow back during the winter. Now we're topping out with some warmer temperatures. The record on average is 70.6, but we've already beaten that with 72.3. Thinking New York and Buffalo also above normal.
I think all these spots living on borrowed time for the summer and not complaining too much about this because they know what is to come. So this spot, obviously a little bit on that side. Look at this. The fall temperature trends. This is since 1970. So remember, how old is the Earth?
Let's see, 4.6 billion years old.
4.6 billion years old. So this is only records dating back from 1970. But, you know, over the last 40 years or so, we have seen temperatures, you know, based on data that we have, all things considered, go up about a degree out west.
So everywhere where you have the red, you get the warm up. Where you have the white swell, you get a little bit of really very little movement at all for much of the southeast and for the mid-Atlantic, including parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley, basically status quo.
It's important to remember that whenever you have dry, it begets dry. So dry begets dry, and that means hot begets that because the temperatures can warm up a lot faster. So what does it look like going forward? September and November below average out in the desert southwest.
Yeah, pretty nice there, above average for the northern plains. And to the deep south, we're going with temperatures that are going to be a bit above average. So you have a little bit of a change there, no doubt.
And then looking even farther out, we're looking at December and January. It's likely that we'll be below in the south and above in the north. Wouldn't that be nice for a change?
Topsy-turvy. I do like that. Hey, hopefully you won't like this because it's kind of spooky. Ominous scene in Kansas. Tornado drops from the sky. This is near the town of Hillsdale. We're going to have the very latest on the damage there, Kate.
And fall is just around the corner, but that doesn't mean the summer weather is coming to a close. Our Dr. Greg Postel will give us a preview of what to expect next weekend. And hey, we want to see your pictures.
Heck yeah, we do. Did Michael send this in? Beautiful. Michael Holly. Great shot of Mount St. Helens, Washington. It is spectacular.
That's a beautiful picture. Good morning.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
A new test with pluggable Febreze. We rented this resort, hid smelly objects all over each villa, and plugged in Febreze. Then real people were asked to stay for a long weekend. Would they smell anything?
The room itself was like,
Feels like someone has pumped fresh oxygen into the room.
On the last day, we revealed everything.
And we were sitting right on it.
Febreze is stunningly effective.
Continuously eliminate odors for up to 45 days. Break out the Febreze you plug in and breathe happy.
Turning in the grain again, the bells began to chime. Time, she says, there's no turning back.
You can pass down a Subaru Forester. She's all yours, but you get to keep the memories.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. How to make an awesome weather science show. Take 3 scientists.
That's us.
Scientists. They know that. Add the forces of nature.
Woo, that's hot stuff.
Mix in some crazy experiments.
Lit my hand on fire.
Why?
Because it's science.
Oh, that is so cool.
And then
Go! Who said science isn't fun?
3 scientists walk into a bar. Bottoms up October 4th on the Weather Channel. And join the community now on Facebook.com/3science.
Want a better way to connect with friends and family around the world? Now you can with Xfinity. For the first time ever, you can talk as much as you want to nearly half the world. Call friends and family in countries like Canada, China, India, Mexico, and more, whether you're at home or on the go. You'll also get unlimited nationwide talk and text, so you'll save on your wireless data plan. Start saving with Xfinity Voice from Comcast for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
How fast are Allegra gel caps?
What a nice surprise, fast.
Party's moved outside fast. For your toughest symptoms, non-drowsy Allegra provides noticeable relief in just 1 hour.
I'm not missing the hayride, fast.
Allegra gel caps. Not just fast, Allegra fast.
Allergy medicine not working? Try Nasacort. It relieves the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. Plus, it's non-addictive, scent and alcohol-free, and has no harsh taste. For 24-hour relief, Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Bomb.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, generally sunny. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This lightning, we're thinking, is that lightning right there, and then boom, get right behind it, another little round. Let's get back, guys. Let's get back. Let's get back. Get back.
I'm not thinking this is too safe.
No, that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Very scary scene for these folks, going about their day, just grocery shopping. And that's when there was an earthquake, and not just an earthquake, but a very powerful earthquake, an 8.3 magnitude. For northeast Kansas and northern Missouri, and this would indicate a 40% chance of a tornado within 50 miles.
Another push here into the afternoon and evening hours for parts of Missouri over to Indiana.
When Mother Nature flexes her muscles, it can be compelling, it can be terrifying. It's always fascinating.
All of those things, I would say, happened this week.
Absolutely. And this happened too, Kate. Take a look. We have a video of a tornado from Kansas. This was in, I believe, Hillsdale, Kate.
The sad thing about this is that if you look closely, you can definitely see debris. Now, we're not exactly sure what that structure was that was damaged. We do know of one minor injury with this tornado. But you can see that pieces possibly of a roof or siding, whatever it may be, swirling around the tornado. From this view, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it definitely is. Can be just terrifying. That's the thing that we were talking about last hour. The thing that hurts people is not the wind itself, but rather the stuff that gets picked up, the debris. The smallest thing is small stone, a pencil, a window can be a projectile and potentially deadly, which is the reason why we tell you the safest place to be is underground, if at all possible. Basement, root cellar, that kind of thing.
If you look at the base of this, there are a couple points in which this specific tornado almost looks like it has a few vortices within it, spinning at the bottom there, and you can see the debris field within that spin is so large. I mean, far and away from that condensation funnel.
Yeah, you'd mentioned that this was, again, you see there in the upper left-hand corner of the screen near Lewisburg, Kansas. You mentioned one injury. Thank heavens this didn't happen over a widely populated area.
Right.
But still, it's certainly scary. Let's talk about the anatomy of a tornado. Let's talk about what's behind the layers, what it takes to create these things. Well, first, you have to have the unstable atmosphere, you have to have the moisture, you have to have some kind of a lifting mechanism. But when you have the tornadoes from the rotating thunderstorms, you have oftentimes these funnel clouds. It's condensation funnel, but it's not a tornado yet, Kate, in this.
No,
it's
not. And you don't even have to see this, go all the way to the ground, because you may lose that condensation funnel. But the winds, they could reach the ground. Once you have ground truth, that's where we're seeing debris on the ground, whether it's dirt, whether it's a home, whatever that debris may be, that is when you have a tornado.
My goodness. Well, check out that video in the left-hand corner of the screen.
That looks pretty much identical.
Absolutely. And then let's move on to the next phase. We have what we refer to sometimes as the stovepipe. This we have the larger, the mature tornado. It's basically same top to bottom from the base of the cloud all the way to the Earth's surface. Not much of a fluctuation, but there are different types. The wedge tornado. Whenever I think of a wedge tornado, I think of the tornado in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Our minds went to the exact same place there.
I mean, across McFarland Boulevard, I mean, just terrifying prospect. The damage there still can be seen in some places. I mean, terrifying.
That was a terrifying, tragic tornado, and oftentimes this wedge tornadoes can, because they're so wide at their base,
absolutely,
they cause so much damage because they can have such a large swath, and that's often whenever we see an EF4 or an EF5 tornado, it's matured into that state.
Absolutely. You know what's interesting though is one of the later phases, and it's almost like you have life stages, as though this is a living organism. When it gets to the dying phases, often it becomes what we refer to as a rope tornado. It's stretched out almost like a serpent. Usually a sign that the tornado is beginning to lose its power, its oomph, if you will.
And it kind of looks like this in this video. This is exactly what we'd say you should not do when storm chasing.
Look at that right in
but
front
this
of
looks
us.
like the dying phases, doesn't it?
It does, and this is that same area, Lewisburg, Kansas. You see it spinning. What's funny is a lot of people would say, well, that's not a tornado, not much in terms of condensation, but look at the ground, Kate.
Yep, you see that debris?
Tornado.
Yep.
There it went.
You can see it as it moves across. You can see the debris and things swirling, but this is definitely, after this tornado has significantly died down.
My goodness, yeah. Something always mesmerizing to see those. Hey, something else that may be mesmerizing is seeing the goodbye to summer. That's right, because fall is coming in. Question is, will the temperature stay warm, or Kate, can we expect a drop?
Dr. Postel knows those answers. He's giving us a long-range forecast for the first full weekend of fall, plus game day conditions for your favorite football teams.
This program brought to you by Staybill Storage, America's #1 fuel stabilizer.
Before you put any engine to bed this winter, don't drain the fuel tank. Top it off with Staybill Storage. It keeps fuel fresh, so come spring, your power equipment is ready to go, and your hog won't be a bore.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Harvoni should not be taken with any medicines containing amiodarone, rifampin, or St. John's wort. It also should not be taken with any other medicine that contains Sovaldi. Side effects may include tiredness and headache. I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Get ready to show your roots with Root Touch-Up from Nice and Easy. Seamlessly blends with leading shades, even salon shades, in just 10 minutes. No roots, no grays. Just the most shade choices for natural-looking color, as real as you are. So go ahead, show the world your roots with America's #1 Root Touch-Up.
Blind Spot is the show that has everyone talking.
She can't remember who she is.
Critics hail Blind Spot as incredibly captivating.
It's a treasure map.
Electrifying.
I want to speak to someone in charge.
And TV's most exciting new series.
What is happening to me?
Blind Spot premieres this Monday after The Voice on NBC.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Embracing fall and foliage. Plus, we've got your NFL forecast. Starts here at 5 a.m. on AMHQ Weekend and Weekend Recharge. How can I be there and here at the same time and wearing different clothes?
TV magic.
It is unbelievable. Hey, folks, welcome back to AMHQ Weekend. I'm Reynolds Wolf. Got my buddy Kate Parker with me, and we're on the countdown to fall. We're counting down the days.
We are. I mean, some people excited, some wanting to soak up a little bit more of that warm weather, which in the snapshot, we've got some good news for both.
Yeah, there you go. And it is just splendiferous. I mean, you take a look at that snapshot, and I mean, you got the fall-like temperatures across parts of the Central Plains and moving into the Midwest, but kind of above normal when you get in the Northeast, Kate.
And I think that there, you're just kind of like, okay, yeah. You want to give us a few extra days of summer? We're into it. You gave us a horrible winter. So welcome there. The heat, though, out west, not welcome. Unfortunately, that pattern that was giving us a little bit of that wet weather, it's lifted.
Yeah, rough times there. Firefighters still working so hard. The men and women so dedicated to the task at hand. They've got a lot of fires out there to deal with. Plenty of sunshine there, smoke-filled air. Going to be dangerous for them. Phoenix going to 103. Chance of showers, though, for parts of West Texas, maybe in New Mexico.
Yeah, Florida, too, in the mix. And that's all thanks to an invest that we're going to talk about in just a little bit.
All right. Hey, take a look at this. Here's how things are going out west with a live look at Phoenix. A bit warmer today. High forecasted of 103. But the big story we really could deal with is the rain that we're expecting in parts of north next week. I know so many people already want the jump on fall. You know, Kate, call me crazy. Kind of hard to enjoy a good old pumpkin spice latte when it's 103 degrees.
You can enjoy a pumpkin spice latte in any temperature, Reynolds.
You like
I'm kidding. I'm not a pumpkin spice latte girl. I like my Americanos.
I'm the only one.
Yeah, just Reynolds. He wears it after he goes to get gets his nails done. He goes and gets his PSL.
These are true stories. Yeah.
This is what Reynolds does when he leaves here. Definitely not kids' soccer games or stuff like that. Okay, let's talk about early next week. Look at all this moisture. This is into the southwest. Is that we're going to see this just surge of moisture adding to the monsoon. It is that season, so you already have that thunderstorm activity. But unfortunately, these are areas where just a little bit of rain goes a long way. The arroyos quickly fill. You see places like what we saw, unfortunately, this week in Short Creek, right there on the Utah-Arizona border. Yeah, you get another thunderstorm in that area, and we could see flash flooding again. That's exactly how this landscape is designed. And with that added tropical moisture, the showers and the thunderstorms are going to extend all the way from Colorado to San Diego here. And it's thanks to that slow-moving upper level disturbance. So it's not in the lower levels giving us this daily focused thunderstorm activity. It's more of a broad sweeping ingesting of moisture where you could see widespread showers and thunderstorms. Some of those will be very heavy. They'll be more tropical in nature. And so if you have any hikes planned, I know that it's last weekend of summer. People are like, hey, want to get out and about. Remember that Zion National Park, we just had a tremendous number of deaths there because of the flash flooding. That's one place. There are many, as you know, many hikes in this area and outdoor activities where things can change very quickly. Please never drive into water on a road, and please just stay far, far away. Heed flash flood warnings, Reynolds, because it has been a really tragic week for us.
Absolutely. And we're going to stay on that topic because searchers recovered the body of a man that was killed in the flooding that Kate was talking about near the Utah-Arizona border. Family members said that he was actually missing when he didn't return after a long drive on Monday. And this actually brings the death toll from this week's flooding to 20. 7 hikers were killed in Zion National Park. 12 others lost their lives in Hilldale, Utah. Most of them children, and a young boy still missing. Meanwhile, out west in California, thousands of firefighters are back on the front lines this weekend as several big wildfires keep spreading. Now, among the biggest, the so-called Wildfire that's in Lake County. It has burned nearly 74,000 acres and destroyed nearly 600 homes and hundreds of other structures. The fire has killed at least 3 people. 4 firefighters are injured. You know, hard to believe it is still summer, but you can't tell by taking a look at these amazing scenes from Big Sky Resort in Montana. Wow, look at that. Isn't that great? Even the snowman's smiling. Ski Patrol is reporting more than 16 inches of snow at the top of Lone Peak. Big Sky, by the way, one of the North America's biggest and best ski resorts. Beautiful place. Well, the official start of fall is only 4 days away. But for a big swath of the country, that summer warmth is going to stick around a little bit longer than you might like. And in some areas, you're going to have to wait to see those leaves begin to turn. Dr. Greg Postel deep dives in your long-range forecast for the first full weekend of fall.
Well, let's look ahead to next weekend's weather across the U.S. And we're going to keep the warm thing going, certainly for much of the country, particularly across the heartland of America. The middle, I would say third, is likely to be above average temperature-wise a week from now. So let's have a look at the map. This area is shaded in red, outlined by the Climate Prediction Center. This is the area that it's most likely to be above average temperatures in 70s and 80s, widespread, I think. The below averages are confined to the northwest, probably, and we're not so sure what's going to happen along the East Coast. There's a little bit more uncertainty in where that jet stream is going to be next weekend. So let's show you where the uncertainty lies. When you look at these forecasts that far out, you have to look at a whole lot of them. So each one of these lines represents a different forecast from the models of the position of the jet stream. So when you kind of run them all together, if they're all kind of saying the same thing, you have more confidence in the forecast. And in this part of the country, the jet stream is kind of taking in a ridge position in the middle third of the country. And a lot of them are kind of doing the same thing. So that's why we've got relatively high confidence in the warm up in this part of the country, because the jet stream will probably be way up here, something like that, shaped up near the Canadian border. However, the issue is on the East Coast. There's a lot more uncertainty out in here, because look at where the models think the jet stream is going to be. It could be up here. It could be down here. We don't know. The models aren't sure. So basically, with that in mind, if you blur your eyes a little bit, you get the sense that there's at least a little bit of a troughing showing up a week from now in the east. That would likely tend to bring maybe some cooler air and some unsettled conditions in the south and southeast. So overall, if you were to try to break it down, what the jet stream will look like, probably something like that, especially we're pretty confident in having that ridge in the middle, maybe a little trough in the east, high pressure over the Great Lakes, some wetter weather conditions with troughing in the west, drier than average conditions and warmer than average in that zone, like the Climate Prediction Center said, and also maybe some unsettled times in the southeast with that dip in the jet stream coming in, bringing in some moisture as well. So a long time between now and then to shake things out, but that's kind of the way it looks from now for next weekend's weather. Back to you.
This program brought to you by Citgo. Learn about Citgo Coastal Restoration at CitgoCaringForOurCoast.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it, but the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for all this when you're really only covered for this.
Hot dog.
Or how you may think you're covered for this, but not for this.
Oh, no, whoa.
For this, for this, or that. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
I haven't.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Brought to you by Farmers. Get smarter at farmers.com.
AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can watch movies while you're on the move, sitcoms while you sit on those, and even Fargo in Fargo. Binge while you lose weight, and enjoy a good cliffhanger while you hang from a why am I yelling. The revolution will not only be televised, the revolution will be mobilized. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
While others pre-form and pre-cook, Boston Market promises to make food good. Like our Parmesan Tuscan rotisserie chicken, made with Italian spices. Back for a limited time. Boston Market, all good.
When you're preparing for game time, you gotta get your meats, your hot sauces, your chips, your dips, and your Nexium 24-hour. The all-day, all-night protection of the purple pill comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. That means today, you're not just a spectator. Today, you came to play. Come to Walmart for Nexium 24-hour and everything else you need to make your game time great every weekend.
When is your flu shot more than a flu shot? When it helps give a life-saving vaccine to a child in need in a developing country. Thanks to customers like you, Walgreens' Get a Shot, Give a Shot program has helped provide 7 million vaccines. Make your flu shot make a world of difference. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Every morning, Rudy gets these new Milk-Bone Good Morning Daily Vitamin Treats. They've got nutrients that aren't in most dog foods, and I get stuck with these. Hey, why don't I get a treat? Oh, that's right. I get pancakes. Say it with Milk-Bone.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Early morning in Washington, D.C. Until 10 a.m., you're under a dense fog advisory. Visibility was 8 miles at 6 o'clock this morning, so it actually could be down to a quarter of a mile now. Please take it easy out there. I tell you what, Reynolds, it is going to be a beautiful day after that.
Absolutely. But tough to tackle in the morning, and we may be seeing some tackling later on today, especially in Columbus, where Ohio State, the #1 team in the nation, is in action. We're going to take a look at how the weather could impact that game. First off, they're going to be playing the Northern Illinois Huskies. A decent team, and by midday, we could see some showers and storms that may pop up. The thing is, though, how do these teams respond to the rough weather? Historically speaking, when it comes to the Huskies, well, when you have rainy conditions, their record is actually 8-1, and that is from 2010 to 2014. They lost to Iowa 18-17 in 2012. So overall, though, they played pretty well in the rain. Ohio State, which is interesting, although they have such a successful program, they're actually 3-2 from 2010 to 2014 when you have rainy conditions. They've lost to the Spartans of Michigan State. They lost to the Nebraska Cornhuskers in 2012. So certainly some rougher times there. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my gosh, it's William Faulkner's school. Number 15, Ole Miss, Hugh Freeze's team is going to be taking on Nick Saban. Yes, the evil empire, Alabama Crimson Tide, playing in Tuscaloosa. Sky conditions should be just fine. Temperatures a little bit on the warm side, but cooling down. What's interesting is when you have these kind of conditions in the 70s, Ole Miss doesn't do too well. I mean, look at that. The record is 3-6 from 2012. They did beat Southeast Mississippi State rather in 2013, UTEP in 2012. They also beat unfortunately, my beloved Auburn Tigers in 2012. Alabama Crimson Tide, perfection. Guys, they're fantastic. Nick Saban's crew, unbelievable. No issues whatsoever in those kind of conditions. Auburn, oh my goodness, be still my beating heart. They have not won in Baton Rouge in 16 years. Could today be the day? Well, things are kind of shaky with Jeremy Johnson. Hopefully he'll get back on track today. He's a great guy, and I'll tell you, they're going to have a great game. LSU with Les Miles, a wonderful team. Plenty of sunshine, but very, very warm, very muggy conditions. And when you go to Notre Dame, you're going to run into a great game there. Georgia Tech, and let's see, they've got number 14 in the country taking on Notre Dame. It's cloudy early, maybe some sunshine building in later on as we get to the afternoon hours. Temperatures mainly in the 60s, but breezy too. That could affect the passing game, kicking game. We're going to keep a sharp eye on that. But for now, let's kick it back over to Kate.
You know, Reynolds, I'm just chilling out in my garage. that I keep here in the studio, doing some weekend projects. And you know what? The forecast is really good for them in places like Atlanta. 87 degrees today, perfect, right? Look at Denver, 79 degrees, gorgeous in Chicago, but we do have a little rain in the south, and we also have a couple little issues heading around the Great Lakes. You do have some stormier weather. Regardless, we want to help you get your weekend projects done, especially since it's the last weekend of summer. Fall starts next weekend. So here are some tips from our friends at Home Depot.
We often think about the fall of the year in terms of the falling leaves, but fall is also a great time to do some planting. Plants love the cooler fall weather because they don't roast in the heat, and when they do get water, it lasts longer because it doesn't evaporate as quickly. That means that the roots of plants can establish themselves more quickly. So what do you plant this time of year to get one last blast of color before winter? Mums are a great place to start because they make an ideal replacement for your summer annuals. They come in a huge variety of colors to brighten up the front porch. Check the fertilizer at the same time, but hold off on any weed control products until the new grass has been mowed at least 4 times. Just be sure to follow the instructions and keep the lawn thoroughly watered while the new grass is coming in. Now, people often think that leaving fall leaves on top of the lawn will insulate it for the winter, but they actually block the necessary sunlight, leaving the lawn thinner. Instead of spending your Saturdays raking, consider mulching the leaves with your mower so the tiny pieces filter into the lawn instead of covering it. After mulching, a fall fertilizer will help break down the mulch and give the lawn nutrients it needs to store up for spring greening. Finally, after a long summer of heavy use, now is the perfect time to sharpen your mower blades and clean the mower deck. Before you store the mower, be sure the fuel tank is empty and add some fuel stabilizer so it's ready to go when you are next spring.
Weekend Project brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. Get a designer look for less. Right now, hand-scraped Saratoga hickory laminate is just 99 cents per square foot. At the Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
Lease the 2015 RC350 for $429 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
We're embracing fall and foliage. Plus, we've got your NFL forecast. Starts here at 5 a.m. on AMHQ Weekend and Weekend Recharge.
Want a better way to connect with friends and family around the world? Now you can with Xfinity. For the first time ever, you can talk as much as you want to nearly half the world. Call friends and family in countries like Canada, China, India, Mexico, and more, whether you're at home or on the go. You'll also get unlimited nationwide talk and text, so you'll save on your wireless data plan. Start saving with Xfinity Voice from Comcast for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
An advocate, a believer, a renegade.
The world is clamoring to hear more from and more about Pope Francis.
Millions have been inspired by his message.
The biggest turnout ever for an appearance by a pope. Once again, Francis showed that he is very much the people's pope.
As Pope Francis makes his historic first visit to America, join Lester Holt for a front row seat. All next week on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good morning, Charleston. Okay, so it's kind of blurry. Maybe like your eyes as you wake up this morning. Wipe the sleep out of them. Charleston, wake up. It's a gorgeous sunrise, 72 degrees. Whew, that's from the College of Charleston that we're taking a look there. Love it. Love it. But let's talk about what's going on offshore and why we're talking about Charleston. Ooh, could something be a brewing in the Atlantic? Look at Invest 96L hanging out close to home. A place that we have told you since the beginning of the season we would need to watch for tropical development. I'll get to that one in a minute, so hang tight with me. First, we need to talk about Tropical Storm Ida. We need to talk about Tropical Depression 9, and we've got an area to watch in the Pacific. So that's kind of your outlying here. This is what we're going to talk about. Ida hanging out over here. Look at the water vapor. Plenty of moisture for this storm. You've got all the whites here and then those darker colors showing you that there is enough. This thing hanging together for the time being. To compare contrast, look at Tropical Depression 9 and all the dry air that's being ingested on the south side. All the convection off here to the east gives you a really clear picture that this thing is dying a very quick death. Okay. Tropical Storm Ida, 40-mile-an-hour winds. We are expecting this to strengthen as it heads toward the northwest. We could see a little bit of a flirting with hurricane strength, so we'll be looking at that on Tuesday. But for now, not expected to impact the U.S. at all. How about Tropical Depression 9, though? What about this one? We've got nothing here. Look at it. You can see how disorganized it is. It's expected to completely dissipate by this time tomorrow morning and just be a remnant low. So good news there. Both of those fish storms. How about Invest 96L? First of all, we were telling you about this last week, right? We were talking about how when these boundaries move south and they fizzle out like they did over Florida, it's just kind of like this instability in the atmosphere that's left behind, and you naturally are going to have some spin to that. Well, you put the remnants of grace, that moisture up in here, and you get a lot of thunderstorm activity. Thunderstorms beget more thunderstorms, they release heat, and you see some tropical development. Although this doesn't look great right now, it doesn't look like there's a lot of spin. If you look at the surface winds, there actually are. So there's your 40% chance of development. So right here off the coast of Charleston, down through Jacksonville, we do have those surface winds that would indicate, hey, maybe something's going on. But look at where all the convection is. All the thunderstorms are hanging out on the east side of this. So you're on the dry side of that from Charleston south through Vero Beach. But you are going to see some showers move in, and you are going to see a heightened risk of rip currents as this slowly pulls off and away. And whether or not it becomes a tropical system, that's what you're looking at as far as the impacts go. Reynolds?
All right, Kate, thanks for the heads up. Hey, folks, your summer days are getting numbered, with hours of daylight looking a bit shorter and shorter, which only means that fall is coming. Stays awake and the most colorful time of the year. We'll let you know a bit of a countdown coming up.
Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one inflammatory substance. Flonase controls 6, so you are greater than your allergies. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world. And they can respond, I
became a soldier.
Sorry, kids.
Feeling dead on your feet?
I've been on my feet all day.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles have a unique gel wave design for outrageous comfort that helps you feel more energized. Dr. Scholl's, feel the energy.
Why are you deleting these photos? Because my teeth are yellow. Why don't you use a whitening toothpaste? I'm afraid it's bad for my teeth. Try Crest 3D White.
Crest 3D White Diamond Strong Toothpaste and Rinse. Gently whiten and fortify weak spots. Used together for 2 times stronger enamel. Crest 3D White.
Every step, every stride, every start. Begin strong with the lasting energy of 100% whole grain Quaker oats. And off you go.
What's up with this weather, huh?
Today's weather? Well, I'd get things done this morning because we've got some big changes rolling through this afternoon. Jim Cantori has that.
Sam, this is fascinating. Rapidly rising warm, moist air creating this huge cumulonimbus cloud. Oftentimes, the results can be electrifying. Back to you, Sam.
Great job, Jim. That should get you started on your day. So now, back to you.
Back to me.
Sam Champion on the Weather Channel. Weather Precise.
Okay, just like NASA. Okay, we got a countdown going on, but it's a countdown to fall. Yeah, there's just how many days do we have till the official start? I think is it 3 days, 21 hours.
Right.
Now, how many minutes and seconds?
27 minutes, 27 seconds. What?
Unbelievable.
Okay, so here's the thing. People love fall. The meteorological fall has already begun. This is one of the greatest seasons because it feels fresh outside. Everybody's different, though. Are you a fall person?
I am definitely fall. Fall is the season. It is.
Fall, I think I like fall better than spring.
I'm with you. It's something you have to really savor. You need to experience. And Crystal certainly did that. She's one of our viewers, got into the fall spirit. Can't speak, folks. Already carving her pumpkin, and it looks like a tornado.
I love it. Okay, so this was for their weather spotting group in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So neat and so appropriate. You know, last year I went ahead and carved a hurricane in my pumpkin.
Oh, wow.
Because I found the missing 2014 season.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay. Well, here's what your forecast is going to be like in Hopkinsville. You're going to hop to it today with a mix of sun and clouds, but maybe not showers, but definitely more clouds moving in by the midday hours and into the afternoon.
You know, that's a good forecast for a hike.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know,
It
great
really is.
forecast if you want to get out there.
Now, for the rest of the country, is it going to be feeling like you're going to take a hike with the temperatures? I mean, they're going to be in the upswing in parts of the nation. In fact, if we take a look at your forecast, parts of the Ohio Valley, pretty mild, at least for a start now, up to Minneapolis, you're in the 40s. But as we move forward in time, what we're going to be seeing is a bit of a warm-up in spots, maybe in Louisville, going up to around 80 degrees, Kate.
69 in Minneapolis. You know, fall's spectacular time of year because of the leaves changing colors, right? That's one of our very favorite parts. In fact, take a look at this view at Rocky Mountain National Park. We're just kidding. Don't look at that because we're not going to put it on the screen.
Well, Rocky Mountain National Park, you not only see the leaves, in some places in Colorado, you can actually smoke them too.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely.
Look how beautiful this is with the rainbow. I'm sorry, this is a great looking shot.
Rocky Mountain High.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The Ram ProMaster van, and introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City, purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
Balance. It's just as important for our companions' lives as it is for ours.
It's finding the right ratio of work and play, rest and reflection, giving and receiving. It's why at Petco, we're so selective about the food we offer, like Hill's Ideal Balance, natural ingredients perfectly balanced for your pet's best health. Because when each of us is more balanced, together we're more complete. Petco.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Powerful tornado just miles away from Kansas City, caught on camera and captured by social media. We've got the images that will absolutely amaze you. Plus, we're going to take a look at today's storm threat.
But we've got quite the opposite in the Northeast this morning. Fall right around the corner, but it is going to feel a lot warmer. Sunshine and warm temperatures ahead as you get your weekend started. A look at just how warm it's going to get there.
Oh, man, it is Saturday. You know what that means? It is time for college football. And we're going to take a look at what the weather is going to be like at many stadiums across the country. That is moments away.
And you know what? I'm cooking things up, but it's not food in the kitchen. We are going to do a science experiment that explains one of the driving forces behind weather, and it is the most fun I've ever had, burning my hand.
Two seconds, I thought that was like a scene from Breaking Bad, like a meth lab or something. Like, what are you doing? Goodness gracious.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
That's
gotta
all
call
I'm
Jesse Pinkman. All right, folks, hey, welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It is Saturday, September 19, 2015. I am Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm Kate Parker.
Yes.
That was not an appropriate lab setting. That was actually a kitchen. We'll get you updated on what that experiment was coming up.
Absolutely. Well, should we take a look at what's happening outside? Should we take a look at the snapshot or Cleveland? Cleveland's okay, right? It's a
Hey,
beautiful town.
Cleveland.
Beautiful times.
Some cloudiness out there this morning and the severe weather, a possibility, but it's really just a few thunderstorms that are on their way right now. They're not severe warned at this time.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you though, as we take a whoa, hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Wow, whiplash with that camera. All right, take a look at what we got. Fall-like temperatures have you seen in blue. Well, maybe not. It's going to be nice and pleasant there for you. This will have you see in blue, the red that's going to be firing up in places like Cleveland and back into Buffalo. Chance of severe storms there, Kate.
Just spectacular. Not great in the Pacific Northwest, where we're near record highs for the entire month of September, and we've got more warmth on top of that. It's awful for the firefighting efforts out there.
That's right. You're right about that. Certainly, they've had some tough times with the warm stuff out there, or those fires. Awful. Hey, not awful, but maybe a less taste of summer in places like New York. Kate, people in Boston, New York, maybe Washington, D.C. might say, hey, it feels like it's a little bit above normal. That has been the case.
It is indeed a lot above normal, but I'll tell you what, we still have severe weather on the docket like we did yesterday.
Absolutely. In fact, scenes like this one, this tornado in Hillsdale, Kansas, scary times. It injured one person. Man, I mean, it had a lot of debris that was kicked up there too. Several buildings were damaged. In fact, as we scroll right through this video, what we're going to be seeing is just more of the same. We had some strong storms that came through. A team of Red Cross disaster responders are headed to the area to help people impacted by the storm. About 30 minutes away in Freeman, Missouri, reports of at least 3 homes that were damaged by that tornado. Man. You know, we at the Weather Channel absolutely love tornadoes when they form away from people, out in the middle of nowhere where no one is hurt. That's the best case scenario. The nightmare scenario is when you have those in populated areas and people are in danger. Today is the day where we have some thunderstorms, and the biggest danger for now could be the lightning and definitely some flash flooding we've seen well south of Chicago. Right now in Indianapolis, we've had one batch of storms coming through that's moving towards Greensburg, but wow, look at this. Farther back over to the west, we see the second installment along 65, 421, and even 136 in Union. Be ready for it. It has been raining horseshoes and hand grenades in places like Sandusky. In Detroit, you're going to have some clearing air over the big house and moving over into, say, Detroit. But Toledo, you still have the rain along parts of 75. If we make our way a bit more to the east, well, that's where you're going to see the specter of more rough stuff. That's right. From Ohio State over to places like Buffalo to Erie to Pittsburgh. A chance of thunderstorms, spotty hail, maybe even a tornado. But this system is going to have all the elements you need to give you a severe weather scenario. You have the area of low pressure. You got the boundary. You get the moisture coming in from the south. A little bit of that daytime heating is going to create a very buoyant atmosphere. And then you have this upper level energy. It's going to cause some of these storms to possibly rotate. We're talking supercells. Wouldn't be surprised if you're going out to some of your games today, maybe even in Columbus, Ohio, where you might have some delays due to the lightning. Right now, without delay, we're going to show you what to expect as we make our way through the midday, afternoon hours, into the evening. More of the storms driving to the east. Pittsburgh, be ready for it out by Heinz Field. Syracuse, oh man, big orange. Get ready for some possibly big rainfall. In Buffalo, thunderstorms going from 3 p.m. through, well, into the early evening hours. By 8 p.m., we're going to lose a little bit of that instability, some of that oomph, but we can expect temperatures to take a little bit of a nosedive going from the 80s, the 70s, and Kate finishing up right around 63 degrees under a banner of mostly cloudy skies by 8 p.m. Kate?
Hey, let's head south where more thunderstorms, man, led to this. This is in and around Fort Lauderdale. You know, look at this. This turned streets into rivers. And it wasn't just Fort Lauderdale yesterday. We saw a lot of spots over the last couple of days in and around, especially the east coast of Florida. Now, it was the west coast earlier this month. Now it's the east coast where we have seen plenty of rain. And it's all thanks to this boundary that was left over. It just focused all of that moisture into thunderstorms. And that's why you saw those really big downpours. But now it's doing something even more. We have a little bit of spin just kind of naturally whenever it comes to a stalled out front like this. And then you add that persistent thunderstorm activity, and it's possible that you get something like this. This is Invest 96L. This is an area that, again, means that we are investigating. It's a 40% chance of development. That's per the National Hurricane Center. But there are a few features I want to show you here. Like, you'll notice this. See the spin hanging off the coast of Charleston, Jacksonville, giving you an idea, okay, on the surface, there's something going on here. But look at where all the convection is. All these thunderstorms, they're hanging out on the east side of it. So we've got a lot more of that out here and not so much around the center. That tells you that this is the wet side of this Invest. This is the drier side. So on land, you are going to see some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those will be tropical in nature. You could see flooding like what we saw yesterday. However, at least you're not on the wet side of this because this upper level disturbance, it is going to move a little bit more toward the northeast, right along this trough. See this stalled out trough? This is the culprit that has us with this. And so there is going to be some rain near the coast, but it's not going to be a complete soaking. Our bigger concern are all those that are out trying to catch one last weekend of summer, getting out on the waves, and we have the risk of rip currents. Please remember that rip currents kill more people on average every year than tornadoes. That's just a point to drive home, right? This is what it looks like evolving through the day. You are going to see off and on showers, especially along the coast, St. Simon's Island, south through the Treasure Coast. That's where you get a few of those showers, but you'll notice just how much of that activity stays offshore. So please be careful, turn around, don't drown. Reynolds, I think that's one of our biggest messages. You don't know where the canals are in Florida once the roads start flooding, so you could drive straight into one.
The scary times. You're very, very good advice. Hey, folks, here's something that's good advice. Be ready to watch some great football because today college football slate's going to be great. It's really going to start just a few hours from now. And with the threat of storms for some huge games from Columbus to Athens, even into Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where those Auburn Tigers you see right there at the practice facility are going to be teeing it up. Stick around.
I was out for a bike ride. I didn't think I'd have a heart attack, but I did. I'm Mike, and I'm very much alive. Now my doctor recommends a Bayer aspirin regimen to help prevent another heart attack.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Hi, I'm Ty Pennington. We have smartphones, smart watches, even smart homes. So why do we still have dumb mortgages? Well, it's time to upgrade. Guaranteed Rate has just introduced the world's first digital mortgage. With Guaranteed Rate's digital mortgage, you can choose your own loan type and rate, order your appraisal, get your free credit scores, digitally sign and securely upload your loan documents, get a real loan approval, and save money. And you can do it all online, anytime, anywhere, even in your underwear. Let's recap. Guaranteed Rate gives you a low mortgage rate, amazing customer service, and a fast new digital mortgage. What are you waiting for? Start saving time and money today with the world's first digital mortgage, only from Guaranteed Rate. Call 888-702-0400 or visit grloans.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it, but the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for all this when you're really only covered for this.
Hot dog.
Or how you may think you're covered for this, but not for this.
Oh, no, whoa.
For this, or that. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
I haven't.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
How to make an awesome weather science show. Take 3 scientists. That's us. The scientists. Yeah. They know that. Add the forces of nature.
Woo, that's hot stuff.
Mix in some crazy experiments.
Lit my hand on fire.
Why?
Because it's science.
Oh, that is so cool. And then...
Go! Who said science isn't fun?
3 scientists walk into a bar. Bottoms up October 4th on the Weather Channel. And join the community now on Facebook.com/3scientists.
Well, good morning to you. Notre Dame. That's right, we're talking South Bend, just footsteps away from Touchdown Jesus. It is going to be a great day today at the campus. You've got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish hosting Georgia Tech later today. Storms have moved out, but it will be chilly with highs in the low 60s. Overall, always a fun time in South Bend. Beautiful place to watch a game out there by the Golden Dome. What we can expect today for Georgia Tech and the Fighting Irish, a lot of clouds, but then partly cloudy with the sunshine making an appearance on the Golden Dome. By 6 p.m., we're talking temperatures in the 60s, but very breezy too. And East Lansing, Michigan, the Spartans of Michigan State. We got Dan Antonio's bunch taking on the Air Force Falcons. Both teams undefeated, but Michigan State, number 4 in the country. Mix of sun and clouds. Should be a beautiful day, but breezy there as well. In West Lafayette, Indiana, you've got Virginia Tech Hokies. That's right. They're taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. Temperatures mainly into the 60s and 70s with a mix of sun and clouds. And then you've got quite possibly one of the greatest mascots of all time, the Western Kentucky Hilltopper. You want to dig out the Google machine for that because that is one heck of a character, just like a meatball with legs. And then you've got Indiana Hoosiers. I'm telling you, I think they certainly win the mascot.
Gene. I'm using the Google machine.
Use the Google machine. We'll have to pull it up at some point during the show today. It's a spectacular mascot. It's unbelievable. It's the best ever. In Athens, Ohio, you've got Southeastern Louisiana Lions taking on the Bobcats of Ohio. Maybe some Thunder Boomers later on in the day. Kickoff is going to be at 2 p.m. In California, you've got the Stanford Cardinal taking on the Trojans of USC. Trojans number 6 in the country. Beautiful conditions there. It's West Coast kickoff at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Then you got the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, which never has made sense to me because they are in the Central Central Plains. Why a golden hurricane? If you got to have a hurricane in the Central Plains, might as well be golden. Taking on the Sooners of Oklahoma. It's number 16 in the country. Should be beautiful. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny to partly cloudy again, with temperatures mainly in the 60s and 70s. Kickoff is going to be at 11 a.m. Central Time. Great football around the country. Good stuff. All right, folks, we want to see the game conditions where you happen to be. You know, as long as it's safe to do so. Send the pictures, send the videos, show them to us on our Facebook page and tweet us at the Weather Channel. Come on, all the cool kids are doing it, and you may actually see them tomorrow morning. Keep in mind, we want to see the weather, not necessarily the game, although if you're able to get a shot of the Western Kentucky Hilltopper, you will make my day and my dreams come true.
You know what would make our day come true just even better? Is if out there, if you have a Hilltopper costume, if you have that suit, please mail it. CC Reynolds and I at the Weather Channel, and Reynolds will wear it on air.
I will do that. I will be a Hilltopper.
He will be the Hilltopper. If you have that, make dreams come true. Make Reynolds' dreams come true.
Make them come true, man.
Send us the meatball suit.
Make them come true. Get emotional, guys.
Okay, so let's talk about some better weather in store for Chicago. Look at this. Lake Forest, Illinois. This is where we've got the PGA Championship, the BMW Championship going on with PGA. I think this is great golfing weather. It's a little bit cool, not too much wind, and you are going to see lots of sunshine. So sunscreen definitely something you need to get in on, because look at this. Heavy rain swamped the course in Lake Forest. This was on Thursday, actually. Jason Day was at the top of the leaderboard at that time, but over 2.5 inches of rain fell on Thursday night. It softened the course ahead of yesterday's second round play, and it led to a lot of low scores. Now, third round tees are at 10 o'clock this morning. So I was just showing you that forecast looking a lot better, but you've only had about a day to dry out, so we'll see how that soil moisture does for you. Still going to be a little damp out there. How about NASCAR? Also in Chicago. What a great place to be this weekend in Chicago, right? You've got temperatures that'll start off in the 60s and then fall to the upper 50s by the time everything wraps up there at Chicagoland Speedway. So a little bit on the cooler side later on today. Personally, I would bring a light jacket. It depends on how hardy you are, how brave of a Chicago fan you are. Okay, let's talk about more Chicago fans. The Cubs versus the Cardinals. I know this is a pretty big rivalry here, and at Wrigley Field today, great weather. You are going to see some clouds. This is a little bit earlier on in the day at 1:05 p.m. Those start to break up later on in the day, so if you have plans after the game, I think it'll be a little sunnier for you. And if you're at Soldier Field tomorrow at noon, you've got the other Cardinals in town. That's right, the Arizona Cardinals against your Chicago Bears. And, you know, not a great record for the Bears right now. Cardinals doing a little better. We'll see how that happens and how that falls out. The forecast, spectacular. Reynolds, 69 degrees and sunny. Can you beat that?
Always a good time in Soldier Field, but when you have that kind of weather and copious amounts of adult beverages, you're going to have a great time. Yeah. Always in Chicago. Hey, fall starts in exactly 4 days, but for many, especially in the Northeast, summer is still lingering around with much warmer weather. How long will these nice temperatures stick around? How long are they going to stay? We'll let you know. Plus, marking its 99th year, the Big E Festival is serving a big crowd delectable creations like the fried martini. Give me some.
Let's tap into new floors in a new way. Step up the savings and get moving. Yeah, like that. Let's do this. Hand-scraped Saratoga hickory lemon is just 99 cents per square foot at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Whenever I treat myself, I make sure I treat Rudy too with a Milk-Bone biscuit. They've got vitamin D and calcium for strong bones, and he loves them almost as much as I love him. Hey, I was saving that for later. Say it with Milk-Bone. Give me some paw.
Before you put any engine to bed this winter, don't drain the fuel tank. Top it off with Stayville storage. It keeps fuel fresh, so come spring, your power equipment is ready to go, and your hog won't be a bore.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah?
Yeah. Then how'd I get this
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check.
So weird, right? My agent Tom said
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try. Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the Safe Driving Bonus Check. Are you in good hands?
What's up with this weather, huh?
Today's weather? Well, I'd get things done this morning because we've got some big changes rolling through this afternoon. Jen Delgado, let's show her where these storms are coming from.
We'll be seeing some heavy rains this afternoon, possibly causing some flooding downtown. So the kids' soccer practice, well, likely it's going to be a wet one, Sam.
That should get you started on your day. So now back to you.
Back to me.
Sam Champion on the Weather Channel. Weather precise.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings in a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, great show that we have here. Dallas on one side, New York on the other. And I'll tell you, both these places, it's going to be warmer than you would expect. Dallas going up into the 90s, New York City into the mid-80s in the Big Apple. So beautiful times there. Guys, just a side note, just between you, me, and whoever might be watching, if you had any idea the conversations that we have in the studio and back in the control room, it's just crazy. All right, let's talk about a little bit of a conversation we're going to have with regard to our warm temperatures. Okay, we're talking about unseasonably warm in parts of the country. Houston, you've got 70 degrees right now. Dallas with 80 degrees. But we're going to be warming up into the 80s and into the 90s eventually. In fact, Dallas and Houston going into the 90s. A Little Rock more of the same. New Orleans with 93 degrees. And in Kansas City, you've got 73. Denver, some 70s along the Front Range. In the Northeast, it will be cooler, but at the same time, it's going to be warmer than what you would normally anticipate. Make sense? I hope so. 63 and 69 is what you have right now in Boston. But look, later on today, we're going to be warming up. And part of it has to do with what's called the horizontal movement of air advection. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of it coming in from the south. It's going to be muggy. Your dew points are going to be higher. It's going to feel kind of sticky out there. But you got that area low pressure in the front that's going to move through tomorrow. So kind of a transformative thing. You're going to have a different air mass. It's going to be cooler for some places, drier too. In New York City, that's going to be the case. Average high, 74 degrees. 84 is what we have today. Tomorrow and Monday, we drop right back down the ladder. Now, when you go to Burlington, it's going to 83 today. But wow, what a change you have when you get to tomorrow. And then by Monday, 74 degrees, which is right where you should be this time of year. So we're going to see definitely some temperatures that are going to be modifying quite a little bit, going up the roller coaster and then dropping down in a little while. All right, Kate, let's turn right back over to you.
Okay, so how about this really cool thing that happens in the Northeast? It's a tradition. It's a state fair so big that nearly 1.5 million people attended last year. We're talking about the Big E, and it's going on right now in West Springfield, Massachusetts. So joining us to talk about it, we've got to get the CEO. This Eastern States Explosion. So cool, Eugene Cassidy. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Kate. Thanks for having us.
Okay, so does this start today? It's a multi-day event, I understand. What are the dates?
So we started actually yesterday on the 18th. We run through October 4th. And the great thing about the Eastern States Exposition is for 17 days every September, it's 75 and sunny.
Okay, so it's 75 and sunny, and I mean, what happens? Are you inside a dome? Are you that you're making that happen?
Oh, we have. There's the fair. We're the 5th largest fair in North America, and we sit on 175 acres. We're the only fair of our kind in that we have the 6 New England states represented, and you might be able to see over my right shoulder this Massachusetts State Building. Each of the 6 New England states has a replica state building on our fairgrounds, and they actually own the property that the state buildings sit on. So when you're here in West Springfield, Massachusetts, but you're visiting the Vermont State Building, you're actually in Vermont.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Okay, unique.
So we've got obviously a lot of people that are expected, and the weather over the course through October, I mean, it's not always going to be 75 and sunny. I hate to burst your bubble on that one. What are your contingency plans? What do you do if the weather turns rough?
Well, you can imagine, when you have an event like ours, we're much like the farmer. If the weather's bad, then the crops are bad. So here at the fair, we have about 500,000 square feet under roof. There's many activities that are tented, and the people respond to us in spite of the weather sometimes. But we're always hoping for those sunny skies, because the crowds are impacted, as you can imagine, if we have inclement weather. We're almost 100 years old. This is our 99th fair. In 1938, we had a big flood and a hurricane, and we were under 14 feet of water.
Wow.
But since then, dikes have been built, and we've escaped that sort of weather hazard. But
well, it doesn't look like any threat of that anytime soon. We were just looking at your forecast. It's going to be in the 70s. It looks spectacular for the next couple of days. But what is your contingency plan? Do you rely on people to be responsible for themselves, or do you have a plan in place for all those tents that could become projectiles in severe weather?
Absolutely, that's a factor by all means, and we have a tremendous public address system. If you download our app, you can get alerts from us. We have a great cooperative effort with the West Springfield Police Department, the Massachusetts State Police, different federal agencies and authorities. So we have a tremendous mechanism to be able to get the word out to our fair-going public. And in the event that we have weather hazards that approach us. So it's really communication, as you can imagine, is very important to us.
Awesome. We are so glad you have those plans in place. We're so thankful for you joining us this morning, Eugene. Good luck. Enjoy a Biggie cream puff for me. I hear they're delicious.
They're the best in the world.
Okay, so the Biggie going on, Reynolds, I mean, doesn't it seem like a blast?
It does, and I think they said they had a fried martini there, too, which I normally feel fried after several martinis. We have more coming up in a few moments. You're watching a Michigan Weekend.
This program brought to you by Citgo. Learn about Citgo Coastal Restoration at CitgoCaringForOurCoast.com.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Only Nexium 24-Hour gives you Nexium-level protection for frequent heartburn, all day and all night. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, and get all-day, all-night protection. Nexium-level protection.
This is big, like big. AT&T and DirecTV are now one, bringing television and wireless together. So you'll get your TV from home on the go, which means you can watch movies while you're on the move. Sitcoms while you sit on those. And even Fargo. In Fargo, you can check out water cooler worthy TV at the water cooler. Yeah? Flip between the fight, the game, and the ballet you didn't want to go to. Binge while you lose weight. Channel surf while you surf. And enjoy a good cliffhanger while you hang from a why am I yelling? The revolution will not only be televised, the revolution will be mobilized. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
Sorry, kids.
Feeling dead on your feet?
I've been on my feet all day.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles have a unique gel wave design for outrageous comfort that helps you feel more energized. Dr. Scholl's, feel the energy.
Wildlife rescue workers open up a lot of Dawn. Tough on grease, yet gentle. Dawn helps open something even bigger. Go to facebook.com, Dawn Saves Wildlife.
Ricky Fowler wins in Boston to shake up the FedEx Cup race. Now the playoffs continue from Chicago. Only 30 will advance, survive, or go home. At the BMW Championship, today at noon Eastern on NBC and 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Golf Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're embracing fall and foliage. Plus, we've got your NFL forecast. Starts here at 5 a.m. on AMHQ Weekend and Weekend Recharge.
This lightning, we're thinking, is that lightning right there. And then, boom, get right behind it, another little round.
Let's get back, guys. Let's get back. Let's get back. Get back.
I'm not thinking this is too safe.
No, that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Very scary scene for these folks, going about their day just grocery shopping. And that's when there was an earthquake, and not just an earthquake, but a very powerful earthquake, an 8.3 magnitude. For northeast Kansas and northern Missouri, and this would indicate a 40% chance of a tornado within 50 miles.
Another push here into the afternoon and evening hours for parts of Missouri over to Indiana.
That kind of weather phenomenon would make a very busy month.
Right.
But, that was 7 days. Hard to believe.
1 week, and that's what we had. Just remarkable.
Yeah.
In case you were keeping track, it's September 19th. It's Saturday, and this is AMHQ Weekend.
That's right. I'm Reynolds Wolf. Got Kate Parker with us, and we've got what could be a pretty interesting day weather-wise. In fact, you take a look at the snapshot, and right in the middle of the country, the big story that you have there is going to be the cool down. Very chilly.
Yeah, you've got that nice fall push. Not so much in the Northeast, though. I think that you're still going to feel like it's the middle of summer. You've got a lot of warmth.
Absolutely. And then out to the Pacific Northwest, warm and dry for you. Tough time for the men and women that have been battling the blaze out there. It has just been absolutely brutal. And then in the deep south in Florida, we're talking rain.
Yeah, and it's not really a break yet. I know you've had a lot of flooding this week, but you still have more rain on the way thanks to this kind of suspicious looking low hanging out over the coast. We'll get more into that in a minute.
And get more into this too. Take a look at what we have for you out west in Phoenix, Arizona. Sky Harbor Airport, quiet times for you. Kate, doesn't look all that bad.
Yeah, we like this right now in Phoenix. If you're flying in and out of Phoenix, you know that once you get in there, you have a spectacular view of the mountain landscape around there. But the problem is when it rains on those mountains, and that rain, it turns very quickly into flash flooding. And unfortunately, Reynolds, it looks like a possibility this week again.
It really does. But let's stay on that picture for a moment, because you were talking about the beautiful vistas you have there. I don't know what is more compelling than a shot of parts of I-10 in the morning. Isn't that incredible? And that is spectacular.
If this doesn't inspire you, folks, then we don't know what will. We give up.
Absolutely. In all honesty, it's going to be an interesting day out there and up by Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale. You might have some showers and storms that could fire up, and man, when they do, as we've seen, oh my gosh, last couple of days, it could be brutal up there. The moisture that we have in the Pacific, Gulf of California, it's not going to stay locked in place. Now, it's going to swim its way to the north, and when it does, it's going to cross the landscape and bring those shower possibilities into the Four Corners, the Great Basin, where the heavy rain can move right back in spots that have already been tattooed by the heavy rain. You have that slow-moving upper low that's going to help actually enhance some of the rainfall. Plus, just the topography itself, we're talking the high hills, the mountains. When you have that moisture that goes up, what happens, it forces it. It's called orographic lift. It actually squeezes a lot of that precipitation out of the atmosphere, and that could be the case in days to come, certainly next week. Who's going to see the heaviest rainfall? Really depends on where you happen to be. Some locations could see several inches of rain. Other places could get a light spattering. We're talking not just in Phoenix, but Tucson, Albuquerque, and then even into other parts of, say, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, and Vegas before all is said and done. And that's going to be all the way through midweek where you have that potential of showers and storms. The rainfall amounts, again, as we mentioned, other places could see sprinkles. A few spots could see a bit more, a lot more, anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe even 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. Flagstaff, wow, could be a big difference maker. What's funny is when you go to San Diego, we have a chance of thunderstorms there, not all that common. You're going to have the hit or miss storms, temperatures mainly in the 70s and the 80s. But keep in mind in Phoenix, take a little bit of water and cause a whole lot of damage, and that could be in the mix for you on Monday and Tuesday, but then we get a little bit of a break on Wednesday, and temperatures, Kate, warm right back up into the 90s. All right, Kate, listen right back to you.
See, Reynolds, we're missing someone here, right?
We are.
We're missing Dr. Postel, but we've got him because it is nearly the first day of fall. But for a big part of the country, you're saying, hey, what does next weekend look like? I've got plans. Let's get a look at the forecast from Dr. Greg Postel. He's deep diving in your long-range forecast for the first full week of fall.
Well, let's look ahead to next weekend's weather across the U.S. And we're going to keep the warm thing going, certainly for much of the country, particularly across the heartland of America. The middle, I would say third, is likely to be above average temperature-wise a week from now. So let's have a look at the map. This area shaded in red, outlined by the Climate Prediction Center. This is the area that it's most likely to be above average temperatures in 70s and 80s, widespread, I think. The below averages are confined to the northwest, probably, and we're not so sure what's going to happen along the East Coast. There's a little bit more uncertainty in where that jet stream is going to be next weekend. So let's show you where the uncertainty lies. When you look at these forecasts that far out, you have to look at a whole lot of them. So each one of these lines represents a different forecast from the models of the position of the jet stream. So when you kind of run them all together, if they're all kind of saying the same thing, you have more confidence in the forecast. And in this part of the country, the jet stream is kind of taking in a ridge position in the middle third of the country. And a lot of them are kind of doing the same thing. So that's why we've got relatively high confidence in the warm up in this part of the country, because the jet stream will probably be way up here, something like that, shaped up near the Canadian border. However, the issue is on the East Coast. There's a lot more uncertainty out in here because look at where the models think the jet stream is going to be. It could be up here. It could be down here. We don't know. The models aren't sure. So basically, with that in mind, if you blur your eyes a little bit, you get the sense that there's at least a little bit of a troughing showing up a week from now in the east. That would likely tend to bring maybe some cooler air and some unsettled conditions in the south and southeast. So overall, if you were to try to break it down, what the jet stream will look like, probably something like that, especially we're pretty confident in having that ridge in the middle, maybe a little trough in the east, high pressure over the Great Lakes, some wetter weather conditions with troughing in the west, drier than average conditions and warmer than average in that zone, like the Climate Prediction Center said, and also maybe some unsettled times in the southeast with that dip in the jet stream coming in, bringing in some moisture as well. So a long time between now and then to shake things out, but that's kind of the way it looks from now for next weekend's weather. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Gregums. All right. In California this morning, we've got 2 major wildfires that are actually spreading.
We do. The Butte and the Valley fires. Now together, they've already scorched more than 150,000 acres and hundreds of homes. Ahead, we're going to talk about why those blazes exploded so fast.
I asked my dentist if an electric toothbrush was going to clean better than a manual. He said sure, but don't get just anyone. Get one inspired by dentists with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head cups your teeth to break up plaque and rotates to sweep it away. And Oral-B delivers a clinically proven superior clean versus Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels super clean.
Oral-B. Know you're getting a superior clean.
I'm never going back to a manual brush.
When is your flu shot more than a flu shot? When it helps give a life-saving vaccine to a child in need in a developing country. Thanks to customers like you, Walgreens' Get a Shot, Give a Shot program has helped provide 7 million vaccines. Make your flu shot make a world of difference. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
I'm going down to the land of wonder. Apple trees to sit under.
Yoplait Plenty with oats, flax, and pumpkin seeds. Greek yogurt packed full of goodness.
The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350 with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it, but the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for all this, when you're really only covered for this.
Hot dog?
Or how you may think you're covered for this, but not for this.
Oh, no, whoa.
For this, or that. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
I haven't.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Think your heartburn pill works fast? Take the Zantac It Challenge. Zantac works in as little as 30 minutes. Nexium can take 24 hours. When heartburn strikes, take Zantac for faster relief than Nexium or your money back. Take the Zantac It Challenge.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Now, after catastrophic weather, you know, these storms that are so huge, so many storm victims are left needing help, but they don't know where to turn.
But, you know, there's a very unique relationship or partnership that's actually filling the gap. Anna Rodriguez has got that story.
The physical devastation of severe weather is easy to spot. The psychological impact on storm victims isn't quite as clear.
People look at their home and they see the destruction and they just simply get overwhelmed at the task at hand.
My first thought was, what do I do now? Everything's gone. Where do I go? What do I do?
For Fran Barrington, who lost her home to historic Texas flooding this year, that's when Ram truck owners and employees stepped in to help.
Truck owners historically have been the folks that help. They will take their own time and donate it to others so that they can help relieve where there's a need.
Since 2012, this Ram Nation of volunteers has partnered with the first response team, changing lives after catastrophic weather events.
In just a few hours, you see those homeowners feeling encouraged because of the amount of work that's been done and so much progress has been made. And immediately, they see hope.
These guys, they've showed up in all their Ram trucks, and it's amazing that they've spent their time and money and effort to assist.
As individual lots are cleared, volunteers distribute vital cleanup supplies throughout the community.
It's amazing how everybody came together out here when this tragedy happened. It's awesome to see people going door to door and helping everybody.
But it's not just storm victims who feel the impact of Ram Nation.
It's really an honor to be able to pitch in and help with an organized effort. Helping our neighbors out is just part of what we do here.
You want to do it until you get finished. It just makes you feel good.
There's a psychological critical rescue that has to happen over time. And I think having a team of people come and help really kickstarts that process.
They did a beautiful job cleaning up. I would be lost without them.
Meanwhile, in California, thousands of firefighters are back on the front lines this weekend as several big wildfires, they keep spreading. Among the biggest, the so-called Valley Fire in Lake County. It has burned more than 74,000 acres and destroyed nearly 600 homes and hundreds of other structures. Fires killed at least 3 people and injured 4 firefighters. Another big blaze, the Butte wildfire, has burned more than 70,000 acres. Weather from wildfires, it's amazing how the fires actually can affect what happens around the area. For example, you've got the heat, the moisture from the burning trees that creates the rising air. When that rising air, almost like a stove, well, when it goes up, it actually can cause the air to actually condense. It cools, it condenses, and it forms these pyrocumulus clouds. What's really bad about that is that a lot of times some of the lightning from these fires that are actually caused by the fires themselves can create a bit of lightning. Lightning could cause even more fires in many of these spots. Very, very odd, very eerie, but certainly it can happen. It can produce the rain that can help extinguish some of the fires too. It happens over areas where you have, again, a lot of the foliage that's already been just eviscerated from the fires. Guess what? You can have mudslides. So a huge, huge interesting thing. Plus the downdrafts can actually spread those fires too. So kind of a double-edged sword with how the fires can not only enhance some of the weather, but how they can certainly affect them. For more on what to expect out to the west, let's turn over to Kate.
Yeah, and Reynolds, some of that recent research actually says that adding smoke to a thunderstorm produces more lightning than if there's not smoke present. So that's not something we want to see. Great explainer by Reynolds there. 28 active fires right now, totaling over 1.6 million acres on fire. These mostly in the west, although we do have one in Texas, one in Colorado as well, the plains there. It's dry and it's warm. These are not things we want to see if we're trying to contain wildfires. This is what the firefighters are battling against. 82 degrees above average in San Francisco. And we know that just to the north and south of there, Sacramento, that's where you've got a couple of those fires focused. Look at the relative humidity. You know, it's going to be higher along the coast. You go farther out, you are going to see lower humidity values to the air, which means a higher fire threat, drier fuel for that fire to grasp onto and to spread. Light winds expected this morning. Let's see how they go throughout the day, even going through 11 p.m. tonight. Not bad. It's keeping night, but they are variable. And sometimes, Reynolds, that causes some big problems for us with keeping those fires under control. Coming up next, the tropics on this last weekend of summer.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
It's a calling, a love affair, a quest. Next horizon. Everyone loves the chase.
I've got 2 reasons to take care of my heart. That's why I take Meta.
Meta is clinically proven to help lower cholesterol. Try Meta today. And for a tasty heart-healthy snack, try a Meta Health Bar.
While others pre-form and pre-cook, Boston Market promises to make food good. Like our Parmesan Tuscan rotisserie chicken, made with Italian spices. Back for a limited time. Boston Market, all good.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. Get a designer look for less. Right now, hand-scraped Saratoga hickory laminate is just 99 cents per square foot. At the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
We're embracing fall and foliage. Plus, we've got your NFL forecast. Starts here at 5 a.m. on AMHQ Weekend and Weekend Recharge.
Want a better way to connect with friends and family around the world? Now you can with Xfinity. For the first time ever, you can talk as much as you want to nearly half the world. Call friends and family in countries like Canada, China, India, Mexico, and more, whether you're at home or on the go. You'll also get unlimited nationwide talk and text, so you'll save on your wireless data plan. Start saving with Xfinity Voice from Comcast for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
Investment opportunity doesn't sleep. It's always up, always working. It's 9 a.m. somewhere, and opportunity is there having its second cup of coffee. You could crisscross the world to find it, or let Franklin Templeton spot it for you. We have over 600 experts across the globe, on the ground where it's happening. So no matter where or when investment opportunity emerges, we're actively at work to help you seize it. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, it's almost 50 minutes past the hour, so we've got to get you your tropical update because there's some things that are a little suspicious here, right? We've got an area to watch over in the Eastern Pacific. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we've got Invest 96L a little closer to home, not to mention Tropical Depression 9, and right behind that, Tropical Storm Ida. So how are things moving and grooving? Well, this morning, Ida's doing pretty good. You'll notice these whites, these pinks, these blues, all indicating very high moisture content. So the water vapor imagery is what we're looking at. And you'll notice not necessarily around the center, so it's not a strong tropical storm right now with that. But look at it's doing a lot better than Tropical Depression 9 because the oranges here showing how those are being ingested into the system, and that's kind of choking it off. And you're seeing a lot of that convection spread out from the top of it, so you don't have that warm core really as much anymore. This is Ida, winds 40 miles an hour. I was telling you that it is looking fairly healthy this morning, and we are anticipating that it will strengthen, but it will stay out to sea. So Ida, see any problems for you? Should you get that? I don't see, I'm sorry, that was cheesy. I don't see any problems for you with Ida, which is great news. And Tropical Depression 9 on its way to the graveyard. I think we're very quickly going to see this become a post-tropical system. Even by tomorrow morning, it'll be just kind of a remnant low hanging out there. But what about 96L? This Invest that's rather close to home may not look like much on our satellite imagery. In fact, it's tough to even see much of a spin. But it's along this boundary that's stalled out, right? We were telling you about this all week long. Well, you put a lot of thunderstorms on it, and something that inherently has some spin, and you will get a little something to develop, especially in these very warm waters right over that Gulf Stream. So 40% chance of this developing. Look at this. See this? This is at the surface. So if you look at those winds, you go, okay, I see what you're saying here. This is still elongated, and you don't have that convection around the center. The reason I always talk about those thunderstorms around the middle is that's a key characteristic that you need with a tropical system. All the thunderstorm activity is way out to the east. You need to have that core of thunderstorms because they release heat. That heat builds on top of itself and helps to enhance that warm core. That is the key characteristic of a tropical cyclone. It has to have a warm core stacked up through the atmosphere, and that's not really what we're seeing here. Now, we could get a subtropical system out of this. The good news is if you're from Charleston, Jacksonville, all the way south through Vero Beach, you're kind of more on the dry side. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to see a few showers move on shore and produce some of the downpours like we've seen this week. So some urban flooding, not out of the question. Rip currents also going to be higher here. But other than that, most of that moisture is staying out over the ocean, and we could see it develop in the coming days, but it'll be a little farther from land. How about this? This is Invest that's hanging out over in the Eastern Pacific here, this area that we're watching. This moisture is what's adding to the southwest this week and could cause more problems with flooding there. So we'll keep you updated. All right, still ahead on AMHQ Weekend, I have a little science experiment for you. how can this little bottle explain how wind is created? I'm the mad scientist when we come back.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician-recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class, the 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
This moment is perfect in every way. Just like my kid. Gooey, flaky, happy. Toaster strudel. Now with more icing.
Before you put any engine to bed this winter, don't drain the fuel tank. Top it off with Stayville storage. It keeps fuel fresh. So come spring, your power equipment is ready to go. And your hog won't be a bore.
Hurry in! Buy one, take one is back. Tonight, enjoy breadsticks, salad, and your choice of entrees. Like smoked mozzarella chicken. Then take home another entree for tomorrow free. It's 2 delicious nights of togetherness. Buy one, take one, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden.
What's up with this weather, huh?
Today's weather? Well, I'd get things done this morning because we've got some big changes rolling through this afternoon. Jim Cantori has that.
Sam, this is fascinating. Rapidly rising warm, moist air creating this huge cumulonimbus cloud. Oftentimes, the results can be electrifying. Back to you, Sam.
Great job, Jim. That should get you started on your day. So now, back to you.
Back to me.
Sam Champion on the Weather Channel. Weather Precise.
Okay, whether you love it or you hate it, wind is a really big driver when it comes to weather.
So I thought I'd do a little experimentation, right, in my home laboratory, talking about, hey, why is wind pulled rather than pushed? What? So for this experiment, we need a glass bottle. It needs to be empty. What we're gonna do, take a little bit of water. Just a little bit. And we're gonna put it in the microwave. And we're gonna do it for a few minutes. What you do with those minutes are up to you. When you dance party? Mom, I am not like you. Stop saying that. Oh, it's time. Okay, let's do this, guys. Okay. Quickly, and this is amazing. The water is sucked up with such force. Believe it or not, what's happening in this bottle is the same phenomenon that makes wind. When I place the hot bottle in the cold water, the steam contracts rapidly. The pressure inside it drops, and the surrounding atmospheric pressure, it wants to equalize. So it pulls water inside the bottle. Because remember we said, wind is pulled. And that's how the atmosphere works. From areas of high pressure to low pressure, we see wind pull in. And that's how the atmosphere works. That's how wind is created. It may sound counterintuitive, but that's how wind works. My favorite thing I've ever done. So this is my favorite thing that I've ever done. Getting to like totally nerd out. I love getting geeky, and guess what? We're going to get geeky once a week on the 3 Scientists Facebook page every Wednesday.
Yes.
And then here on the Weather Channel. But just so you know, I burned myself no fewer than 10 times with that experiment.
Coming up next, Kate becomes the Walter White of weather. That's right, Breaking Bad with Kate. That was cool.
Use safety gear, folks.
That was neat. That was awesome.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here.
Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Laundry can wreak havoc on our clothes, ruining them forever. Sweaters stretch into muumuus, and pilled cardigans become pets. But it's not you, it's the laundry. Protect your clothes from stretching, fading, and fuzz with Downy Fabric Conditioner. It not only softens and freshens, it helps protect clothes from the damage of the wash. So your favorite clothes stay your favorite clothes. Downy Fabric Conditioner. Wash in the wow.
So I tried Depend last weekend. It really made the difference between a morning around the house and getting a little exercise. And I tried a baking class.
One weekend can make all the difference. Only Depend underwear has new Confidence Core technology for fast absorption and the smooth, comfortable fit of FitFlex protection. Take your weekend on with a coupon at Depend.com.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Winds light and variable. Sunday, sunny along with a few clouds. High 89. Winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.